Are you looking for a way to help your brick-and-mortar business drive more traffic and increase your sales? Look no further than the Receipt Paper Podcast. In this podcast, Joanne and Kyle provide their sage advice on how to make your brick-and-mortar store the hottest spot in town. Whether you're just launching a new business or trying to grow an existing one, these informative episodes will leave you inspired. In each episode, Joanne and Kyle take on a different topic related to running a successful business. They offer practical tips based on their own experience as owners of multiple brick-and-mortar locations. So whatever challenges you're facing, they have actionable advice for you. From finding a location and executing your build-out, to merchandising and customer experience, to sales and marketing, Joanne and Kyle have you covered. With helpful advice from these experienced entrepreneurs, you are sure to learn how to increase your sales and have your business running out of receipt paper in no time. Let's dive right in.
Welcome back to episode number 56 of the Receipt Paper Podcast. I am one half of this dynamic duo, Kyle Strubing. I am here with my better half, my wife partner, my life partner, my business partner, Jojo Strubing. Jojo, baby, how we doing today?
I'm good. I'm feeling a little bittersweet here today. We do have a pretty big announcement for all of you. But I think it's really twofold. It's a sad ending, but a new beginning for us. So today will be our final episode of the Receipt Paper Podcast. Now, that doesn't mean we may change our minds in the future, come back. The podcast episodes that are out today are not going anywhere.
Right.
You can go back and listen to the episodes anytime that you would please. But for us, we really, as we are looking at the second half of this year and where we want to prioritize our time is really on building the franchise side of our business, which has been a huge goal of ours for a long time. So we've been doing this podcast for over a year now. It's been such a journey and so much fun to be able to share our expertise. We've met so many people that have reached out that are listening and are building or growing their businesses. So it's really been an incredible journey for us to kind of work together on this, and I've really enjoyed it, babe.
Yeah, no, I will say one thing is I have certainly enjoyed it. It's allowed me to kind of get out of my comfort zone. I will say Joanne has gotten way better at this. Just I think the reps alone have done both of us very well. So that we're not going to be adding new episodes. But we're still here, right? And also keep in mind, like, these episodes are all searchable. And that was the thing for me when we were talking about this. It was like, I kind of found myself repeating myself a lot. So you'll be able to reference a lot of this. We would come on for some different groundbreaking things, but a lot of what we communicate can always be found in the academy, which is open. And we'll still take an active role in that. But we're able to bring kind of just a little bit better, more knowledge through to be able to move forward and kind of zero in on it a little bit. But the information is all there.
Yes.
What we're saying is nothing. I mean, you guys have been here, you've seen it. It's nothing revolutionary. Sometimes it's just a kick in your own pants, right? And that's what we're here for. And you can reference all of that. We did make that pledge that the episodes are not going anywhere. You can always search the show notes and get if you do need something. And if you have clarification on something, just DM one of us and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
And you can still reach out to us on Instagram or email info@masterbrickandmortar.com. Kyle mentioned this, but Brick-and-Mortar Academy is staying open. So you can still join the Academy. The Academy is our step-by-step program. It's all digital. You can watch it on demand at your own pace. And we walk you through everything you need to know from, how to find a location, the build-out process, merchandising, marketing, grand opening. We do not leave any stone unturned there. So you can always purchase that academy to really get the hands-on training on how to open a brick and mortar business. That is staying open and available for you. But to really close out this final episode, we thought we would just come on today and share our best business advice. Now, we aren't the best business expert gurus, but
Sure.
we've done a lot in the last 6 years, and we've really accomplished a lot of, having 3 highly profitable businesses, selling 2 of those businesses, and now endeavoring in this franchise venture. And we've learned a ton along the way. So we just wanted to highlight some of these things that have really kept us going, kept us growing, and something that I think that you can take away from this today.
Yeah, these are certainly things that the two of us are very passionate about. So if I get a little fired up, I'll have JoJo give me a nudge or something, because
Yes.
these are the nuggets. These are the things that I say to myself at 4 o'clock in the morning when the alarm goes off and things are going crazy. These are kind of the 6 tenets that we go by. So I'll get it started. The first one, and everybody's heard us say this, and that is start simple, get fancy later. Right? This is our creed. This is how we do everything from the day that we get our keys to the day that, we're looking to close down. That's how we've lived. That's how we've done business.
Yeah, every time we have an initiative, we sometimes want to go full gusto, but a lot of times we just get it started in some way, even though our vision may be more grandiose. We just start taking action and get it started in a simple way, and then we really start expanding on that initiative. And as a business owner, sometimes we can't do things. Um, in the way that we've envisioned them right away, whether it's we don't have the funds, we don't have the time, we don't have the
$3,000
employees.
fountain.
Yeah, we may not have all of that right away, but we can still get started. And I don't want that perfectionist in so many of us to hold you back from just taking that first step. So many of you don't even want to open your brick and mortar business yet because you can't have that marble countertop. But is that marble countertop really needed to get started? So just ask yourself, when you have an idea or a vision or an initiative, do I have to, can I go ahead and get this started today?
Right.
Right?
Right. How is the money that I'm purchasing now? How is it going to help me sell more in the end? What is my ROI on this?
Mm-hmm.
In starting simple, customers don't care that you don't have the marble countertops. They just don't. They don't see it. You do, and that's it. But you have to shift that mentality.
Yeah.
The goal is to provide an excellent experience. It is to communicate your passion, which is your product, your business, whatever. And it is to start running credit cards.
Mhm.
And that's about it. And as long as it's clean and as long as you're positive and you give them good customer service, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, you're starting somewhere. One
Right.
customer is better than no customers. So
Right.
start somewhere and continue to add and adapt and grow and get fancier, like add those things in, but you got to start somewhere and let your business grow with you.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So the second one, really big for us, is that we don't have customers, we have fans. So we don't create customers, we create fans. So this goes all the way down from the very first interaction. The very first interaction. They have to believe in you, and not only just your business. They must believe in you, and they will follow you to the ends of the earth. So if I was to sell this company, these people would follow me wherever I'm going because I've built that trust. Trust is big for this. I've built that trust. We listen to them. That not only helps us with sales to figure out what opportunities, but it also allows us to be kind of an expert or help guide them along in their journey with whatever our interaction is. For a lot of us, it's pain and it's inflammation and it's anxiety. So I am not just the guy that gives them an experience or that just hands them a bottle of gummies. I am the guy that they now talk to in their wellness and their anti-anxiety journey.
Yeah.
So whatever I come up with, whether it be flotation therapy, sauna, a gummy as well, they are going to buy into it. And it's
Mhm.
because I've built that. When they grab something that doesn't suit, because I know what they're looking for, they grab something that I know full well is not going to work. I don't let them buy that product without telling them that. So you build this trust, you build this repertoire, and you're able to then help them moving forward on more, way more than that, just your product.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything that we do, we really think about, how is this customer going to be a fan for life?
Right.
From our loyalty programs to the promotions we do, we continue to want to delight our customers, to continue to excite them, to keep them coming back because your business is not going to continue to grow if you're constantly just getting new customers. You've got to keep those
Right.
customers. And the way you do that is creating fans, little advocates out there, many advocates that
Right.
are out there raving about your business and coming back time and time again, excited for those new products and those new services. I mean, we've got customers that have been coming in literally for 6 years
6 years. Yeah.
and that are still like one of our first ever customers, the first day we opened, just signed up for our cold plunge challenge I saw. And,
Yeah. They do
I mean,
everything.
yeah,
They do
it's,
everything. And that's the bedrock of your business. People
mhm,
like that set the culture for your business.
mhm,
Share stuff with them on a personal level. They care about you. They
mhm.
want to know, tell them your story.
Build
Build
relationships. Yeah.
relationships. If they're coming in, hey man, how's it going? Well, what's up, dog? Like,
Yeah.
like what is there anything I can do to help? Like, and not in a salesy way either. Just like, hey man, I'm here for you. I big brother a lot of these people. That's kind of how I
Yeah.
operate with them. And they feel comfortable telling me something that's giving them the anxiety and hopefully I can help. But sometimes you just want to talk to somebody, man,
Mhm.
and I know you don't want those lingerers around, but at the same time you want to create that atmosphere where it's safe for them and they can open up about things and share things that don't just pertain to your specific product.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Our third piece of advice here is remember your why. If you ever have joined a master class with us, or have joined Brick and Mortar Academy, the first thing we always have you do is really identify what is your why. Why are you opening this business? Why do you own this business? And for so many of you, it's incredible to see your reasons. It really runs really deep, of having more joy in your life or being your own boss or being able to, have more funds to do things that you enjoy or take your family on vacations, to live a more flexible lifestyle. So, whatever it is, keep that in your mind every single day. Put it on a post it note, put it on your mirror. Like, keep that in mind because you are going to have tough days. Oh my gosh, we have them all the time. And on those days that we are like, oh, screw this, I want to go back to the corporate world, we are able to remind ourselves like, no we don't, no we
Right.
don't, we love our flexible lifestyle now, we love those genuine amazing heartfelt conversations that we have with customers, we love that we get to make our own decisions and on our business and have the opportunity to innovate and grow and do these exciting new things. So remember that why. And if you haven't identified what that why is, go do that and write it down.
Step one is figuring out your why because you're going to need to. It's going to be an entirely different mentality shift, and you can either fight it or you can accept it and just use it as fuel. At 4 o'clock in the morning when you got to be there for an inspection, you got to lay tile down, so that you can be ready for that inspection at 9 or whatever. And it's whatever it takes. You are going to need, you almost train yourself to think 2 steps ahead. I'm not even there at that point. It's kind of an out of body because you're just so focused on what needs to be done and really not even what, it's just the why. And you
Yeah.
just go and you just, you don't think about missing that, I do in the moment, but I, think about missing like a family dinner or something like that. Well, the why is because in 5 years, I want to be working for myself.
Yeah.
5 years, I want to make it, I believe in this product. I want to make a dent. I want to be known. This is what I want to be known for. This is my legacy. This is my everything. So
Mhm.
that drives me. I don't even have to think about it anymore.
Mhm.
So just this is a very, very key one. And almost therapeutic too, because for yourself to sit there and take that burden off yourself and just on your immediate self and put it on your wall. It's almost a mental head game you have to play with yourself.
Absolutely. Okay, the next piece of advice, number 4 we have here is make decisions within one day. This is something that I feel like we implemented more recently. I think I heard it on a podcast myself, but it has made world of difference for us. We used to dwell on things. I used to like have a vision and think about it for months and months. And I try not to do that anymore. If I see a vision and something we want to do in the business, we make a decision to go for it within one day. Like, yes or no, is this right for the business? Is this not? If somebody reaches out and needs something, we make that decision within one day. And it has the amount of growth that we've been able to see in a smaller amount of time has been exponential because we've been able to say, okay, do we want to franchise? Yes or no? Yes, we do. Okay. Do we want to go with this marketing firm, versus this one? Now, we still take our time to vet things out. We used to do our research and our due diligence, but we make those decisions quickly.
Right.
We don't sit there and go back and forth and think about things for weeks. We make the decision and we go for it. And we don't like kind of hem and haw on things,
Yeah,
right?
as you get old, not older, but as you get more experience, you realize that time is money too, and you only have so much headspace. So if you have this, I get this way, I get with like decision anxiety to where it'll almost take over everything and it affects, like, let's put a number, I'll say 10% that decision, that specific decision of the hundreds of decisions we have to make is taking up 10% of my
Yeah.
brain power or emotional power, then that's 10% less all the way around. So it's just kind of one of the things that
Yeah.
you're a lot better about that. I
Yeah,
will say.
I used to like go back and forth on a sale. Should we do this sale? Should we not do this sale? And it's like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. We're going to try it. We can always, never do it again if it doesn't go well,
Right,
right?
right.
So make those decisions, take charge, and you'll find this like confidence in yourself and this ability to really pivot and, I don't know, take ownership and control of your business. But I challenge you to, if you have, these questions and these ideas, to make decisions on them more quickly for yourself.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is to take risks. Bet on yourself. If you already own a brick and mortar business, you've already taken a risk and you've already challenged and bet on yourself, and you should be proud of yourself. If you haven't yet, take the risk, do it, go bet on yourself.
Yeah.
You're never going to know until you try. But I want you to continue to take risks. Every step of growth within our business, when we went from 1 to 2 locations, 2 to 3, when we sold the business, when we sold the second business, when we decided to grow through franchising, we've taken huge risks. We've, spent insane amounts of money to grow or to open that, scared us a little bit. But spewing those scary things has allowed us to take those jumps. And I'm not telling you to make a poor financial decision, but if it's a little scary, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It means that you're really taking a bet on yourself. And we find that when those things are a little scary, we give it our all, our 100%, because we know if we don't make this money back, we're not going to be in a pretty position. So,
We have to go back to our why on that one.
yeah, so they mean a little bit more. We've been working with some vendors lately, and some of them just haven't been, up to expectation. But we have been, because we're spending a lot of money on these vendors, we've been very hyper vigilant on having results and getting results, and staying on top of them. And we've taken ownership in that way, and I'm proud of ourselves for doing that, because these are risks and initiatives that we are taking and mean a lot to us. And so we are ensuring that everyone else is on board with it as well.
I will say as well, like the bet on yourself thing doesn't mean, cash out your 401k, go nuts on this crazy idea or whatever. But it may mean, hey, let's actively vet this out. Let's take a look at this. And that goes back to the kind of the golden rule of starting simple. Like, what would it cost to open my own retail store? What is the square footage on it? What would I even need? A lot of times you're trying to make these decisions because you haven't gone through the work. And of course you're not going to do it and it's going to be scary. So that my point is like that betting on yourself might be just taking the time to vet this out or not being so anti every other opportunity or whatever. There's a million things that we just tried, we vetted, we looked at, we maybe went to another store and did the services there, especially in the service business. And we're just
Mhm.
like, that doesn't make sense for us. But we went out and we took it and we saw, okay, well, there's nothing that we can't do. If this is going to work, it's going to work. And for whatever reason, it doesn't. But you have to be in that constant hunger to want to bet on yourself and challenge yourself and be open and put yourself out there so
Yeah.
that these things can come back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. You are so capable. You are know so much more about your product and service than you even think you do.
Right.
And I promise you that you are an expert in that field. And I want you to go out there and own that
Yeah.
and really know that you have something to bring to the world. And it's up to you to bring it out
It's up to you to just at least try because you're going to be thinking about it, 5 years down the road anyways. Or whereas might not even need to have that anxiety because you didn't even know really what all it took. So if you go through the legwork, you can figure it out if it makes sense for you or not. But if you're constantly doing that within kind of your life or business in general, like that's just the mentality that you have to have.
there. Yeah. Our last and final piece of advice is one that we heard recently and it really resonated with us. And it is to be unreasonable. I know it sounds a little crazy, but I think that this is something that we've really embodied in a lot of ways. Even from the beginning, when we opened our first business, we had this goal and people didn't see it. They didn't get it. They didn't understand it. And it was kind of unreasonable to them, but we went for it. And a lot of our goals within our business and our expectations have sometimes been unreasonable, but we stuck with it. We saw the vision, we see the goals, um, and we continue to kind of foster that. And I think as entrepreneurs, sometimes if we are the only ones that see the vision and see the why, it's okay to be a little unreasonable. It's okay to have those goals that other people don't understand or don't see. And don't let that stop you from moving forward. Your spouse, your best friend, your family members, your friends, they may not see this vision. And so safeguard that and know that it's okay. It's
Yeah.
definitely okay.
We've done this a lot we do this a lot with our vendors. But one thing I will say is with being unreasonable is you have to be very clear in your expectations.
Mhm.
Um, if they have something that you just don't, the deliverable is 4 units a week, and you think it should be 16 or whatever, break that down for them or explain to them. A lot of times we say, hey, look, like this is what we're spending. This isn't rocket science. If you're not bringing us X amount of sales plus your cost plus my product cost, this is what that looks like just for me to break even on you guys. So here we are. And if
Yeah.
that's unreasonable to them, then that just wasn't a good deal for you anyways, because you
Mhm.
know what you need to make. And
Yeah.
I kind of bring that up in the beginning and I say, this is what it is. Can you hit that? And then if they say yes, no, or indifferent, that's okay too.
Mhm.
We have been, and I'm not saying be dictatorial and be insane or anything like that, but like you hold yourself to unreasonable standards, don't you? I hold myself to
Mhm.
pretty freaking high standards. So the people that you work with should also, and just but it's all in how you kind of portray that and break it down.
Absolutely. So, our best piece of advice for you as we end with our final episode here, start simple, get fancy later. Just start taking action today. Don't focus on creating customers, but focus on creating fans and really building those lifelong relationships. Remember your why. And if you haven't even identified your why, go do that. Write it down so you don't forget it. Make decisions within one day. Challenge yourself to not delay on decision making. Take risks, bet on yourself, and be unreasonable. It's okay to be a little unreasonable. We have to send you many thanks for tuning in. If
Thank
you've
you.
been listening to the podcast, whether this is the first time, I hope you go back and listen to many more episodes, or you've been tuning in with us every week. We appreciate you so much, more than you know. It has been a joy getting to know so many of you, and we hope that you still join us in Brick-and-Mortar Academy and follow along our journey, and send us a shout out on, you can still DM us, email us. We still want to hear how your journeys have been going.
Yeah, and if you know somebody who's thinking about this, just have them listen to all these other episodes. It'll help them out. It'll give them kind of a blueprint, stuff like that. And if they're real serious, we'll see them in the master class,
Yeah, in the academy.
in the academy.
All right, you can check out the academy and learn more about us at masterbrickandmortar.com. It's been a joy, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Receipt Paper Podcast. And with that,
We're out. See ya. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Receipt Paper Podcast, your go-to source of information for starting and growing a successful brick-and-mortar business. Subscribe to hear future episodes and share this content so that more people can access these valuable insights. If you're looking for more resources to help you with your brick-and-mortar business, visit masterbrickandmortar.com or follow us on Instagram at masterbrickandmortar. Thanks again for listening to the Receipt Paper Podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.